So, if you enjoy the show, please tell your friends to come see it. And if you don't, tell your enemies to come see it.
Let me die. Please, let me die.
Back when drive-ins were keen, the movies they'd screen were wonderfully bloody and dark. Scary movies would play, and we liked it that way. All alone in our cars we would park.
Time to turn off your phones. We're gonna rattle your bones. Leave you bursting with terror and scream.
We take hordes of heart, it's a telltale art, bringing nightmares right into your dream. Chelsea Bella's the man who puts Jan in the pan.
And he really is kind of a jerk.
There's a hip who won't die,
And a strange bandit guy.
and a beast in the closet who lurks. On the flickering screen, sharp razors would gleam, and the locks on our doors we would check. With eyes glazing over, we'd cuddle up closer. All alone in our cars we would neck.
Bill goes out every night for a body that's tight. And for Doris she has into you. She's old Billy Boy's ex who hates all of the sex.
But the poses for pictures so good. Back when drive-ins were hot and the victims were caught, then our heads in our hands we would tuck. Our hearts would start pumping, our bodies start bumping. All alone in our cars we could fuck. Our beastly brain will rattle your chain with horrors and creepers galore. Bursting out of its cage with Jan feeding its rage, see who passes out dead on the floor. Since the drive-ins are dead, we'll be in with our usual flair and finesse. Stash your phones for show. Now it's time you know. Here's our tale of a man who's obsessed.
occupation on his table. The prospects are grim. Assisting him is his son and protege, Dr. Bill Kortner, and Bill's fiancée, Jan, a registered nurse. Despite the doctor's best efforts, at 12:33 p.m., the patient is pronounced dead. Unbeknownst to any of them, shortly, a series of events will be set into motion that will change the very fabric of their existence forever.
He's dead, Jan. Should have known it was as good as dead when they wheeled him in here.
You did everything possible. Everything you could.
Everything. Everything except save my patient.
Everything in the books. Now, Dad, do I have permission to take over and try things my way?
Operating room is no place to experiment.
He's dead, Dad. I can't do any harm.
Very well, the corpse is yours. Do as you will.
All right. Keep going into the chest cavity. Apply 100 milliamps of current directly to the heart, then massage by hand. I'll handle the brain area.
Brain
The
hair.
brain area.
By yourself.
By myself. Gotta work quickly if it isn't too late.
Talk as if he's still alive.
He is. I just detected a faint pulse beat.
Jan, I'm massaging the heart. That's me massaging the heart.
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Keep massaging the heart.
I am.
These electric shocks should stimulate the motor area enough to innervate the heart again. Then it won't need any external stimuli.
Good God, man, stay away from the motor area. Have I taught you nothing? He'll be dead and paralyzed. You're playing God here. Some choices are not yours to make.
When the obstetrician has to decide who to save, the mother or the child, who plays God then? It's part of the game.
This isn't a crapshoot. The human body's an intricate jigsaw puzzle, not a game. There's nothing to experiment on.
Still playing it safe. Just keep massaging the heart. You've already lost your patient, doctor. I'm gonna save mine.
His pulse beat is coming back stronger than ever. It's unbelievable.
Jan, I'm still massaging the heart.
Nothing is unbelievable if you have the nerve to experiment. I've been working on something like this for weeks.
In your laboratory? You shouldn't experiment on people. You should be sure of the results first.
Well, I'm sure now. Stop massaging the heart. Let's see if it can take over by itself. All right, close up the chest. I'm about finished with the cerebral area. How's his pulse?
Oh, God. Strong and steady?
Yes, very good, John.
Well, Jan, would you finish up here? So that you top just a couple whip stitches. I'm sure they covered that in home ec.
Yes, of course, Doctor.
Well, son, I have to admit that while I do not approve of your methods, I am proud of your results. That was an amazing, extraordinary operation, son.
Yes, Dad, just look at us. Our hands, our scrubs, white as the virgin snow.
Because it's uncanny how we coordinators can do that. But that's not my point. The operation you performed today is still too risky, too uncontrolled.
Saved his life.
The after effects? What about them? Will he be a vegetable? Will he be able to fulfill his marital duties? Answer me that. Death might be preferable.
You've lost the urge to experiment, to explore.
You don't explore on people. Before there's any lifting of the scalpel to an operation like this, there needs to be testing under all kinds of circumstances, over and over again, on mice, monkeys, the indigent. Not people.
That man who should be dead right now won't say so. There's more to being a surgeon than just being a carpenter to patch up walls or a plumber to drain pipes. Our bodies are capable of adjusting in ways we have hardly dreamt of, if we can only find the key.
The key to what?
Complete transplantation.
How?
To be able to transplant limbs and organs. To be able to replace diseased and damaged parts of the body so that the new parts will join together as though they had been born there.
Can't be done.
Can! With my special new compound that I've developed all by myself without any help from you, Dad, I'll do it. I know I can do it.
Sure, that's what you say.
That's what I know. I know I'm close.
Son, the line between scientific genius and obsessive fanaticism is a thin one. I want you on the right side of it.
If I don't experiment, how can I hope to perform operations like the one you almost messed up?
I can't keep covering up for you anymore. The superintendent had it out with me. He suspects it's you that's been stealing all the limbs from you at those amputee operations.
So what if it is? I've got to have them for my transplant experiments. Well, you said test and experiment. Test and experiment.
Limbs taken from people.
I've got to have them for my work. Sure.
Mistakes I've made of.
But I've done it my way. And I've learned from them. I've learned.
Oh, darling, I'm so proud of you I could kiss you.
Promises, eh? Always promises.
Careful, your father's liable to report us.
Oh, it's not the floor show? You know, when you two are married, it's not going to be as fun to watch anymore.
I can promise you one thing. Your grandchildren won't be test tube babies.
You better hurry if you want to catch that plane to Denver, Dad. You know that medical convention can't start without you.
Right. Jan, would you check on my reservations?
Yes, as an RN, that's certainly my job. I'll call the airport. I'll be right back.
That Jan is one fine filly. Great to see you back in the saddle again after that whole Doris fiasco.
Doris, yeah. She was hot. Hot to trot. God, what a nag. You know, practically the last thing she ever said to me, "For God's sakes, Bill, slow down!" Screeching like a harpy while I'm trying to focus on the road. That wreck was all her fault. And then she had the gall to break up with me in the ambulance.
Yeah, at the hospital she wouldn't shut up. Kept saying she was fine. Like she'd have a clue, huh? Women. I had to sedate her just to examine her. Which I did. Thoroughly. She was unscathed, but one can never be too careful. So I kept her under close personal observation for a week. Her behavior forced me to keep her under heavy sedation the entire time.
Wait, Dad, you did what?
You totaled that caddy. You were a wreck. Her? Not a scratch. It was as if God himself was proud of what he achieved and wanted to protect that perfect perfection of perfectness that was Doris's perfect body.
Wait a minute, not 5 minutes ago you were judging me for my unethical practices, and now I find out you drugged my girlfriend for an entire week so you could easily observe her? You told me she was in a coma.
Relax, Bill. No harm, no foul. She never knew a thing. Besides, as soon as you were able, you were up lurking around her room, making my further observations impossible. So after a week, I canceled her meds, and within hours, she checked herself out.
No wonder she just up and left.
Oh, yes. You're too good for her anyway. I've seen what she's been up to, huh? Good riddance, I say. No. Yeah, don't even think about her. You can't be wasting your time with a girl like her. Picture it. You bring her home for the holidays, right? Imagine how embarrassing that's going to be for me. There I am, carving the breast, all the while distracted by Doris's own creamy white loveliness.
Oh my God.
Reflecting in the gravy bowl.
Stop. Hold on. You know where Doris is?
Don't you concern yourself with that. I heard what that thug boyfriend did to her face. Huh? Read about all the sordid details in the papers. No. God may have had some special plans for her body, but obviously not her face. No. To you, she should be dead. Huh? If you're ever going to be a top surgeon one day, you can't be seeing the Frankenstein on your arm. It's bad for business, boy. Besides, you have Jan. She's no Doris, but family connections.
Reservations all set. 3:30 takeoff.
So, what do you two have planned?
Oh, nothing much. Just a quiet little weekend at home.
Sure you're not sneaking off to the country house? I was off up there. Huh? Well, spent too much time up that place. Alright, well, I'll see you in a couple of days. Huh? Remember what I talked about? Fine operation or no, you're walking on thin ice. Don't go too far.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind. Ew, I can't stand not having you. I want to get married.
You and your antiquated mores are the only thing keeping us apart.
No. My mother always told me that a man won't buy the cow if he can get the milk for free. I know you're thirsty, darling, and I want to quench both our thirsts, but this cow needs to be owned.
Silly girl. You are wonderful.
Well, I'd rather be a bride. A wonderfully satisfied bride.
In a few more weeks, then nothing will keep us apart. We'll be together.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, Jan.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, Jan.
Bill.
Oh, Doris.
Dr. Cortner! Dr. Cortner! There you are. There was a very important phone call for you. It sounded very urgent. From a man named Kurt, was it? Any call from the country place? Anyway, he said something terrible has happened. He needs you to come right out.
Thank you. Well, you've always wondered what's kept me away from you so many weekends. Have you got the keys to your car?
Oh, but darling, your license shouldn't.
Who was this mysterious Kurt? And what could be so urgent that Bill would bring Jan to the summer house after keeping her in the dark for so very long? The Red Stingray had been a gift to Jan from Bill's father upon the announcement of their engagement. Were it not for this fact, Jan might not have, against her better judgment, relinquished the keys so very easily. But then again, Jan was never one to argue. Bill's license had been suspended due to a series of mishaps behind the wheel. But it was a lovely day. The sun was shining, and Jan was eager to catch a glimpse behind Bill's veil of mystery. So, they flipped the top down, Bill put her in gear, and off they raced into the sunshine-filled blackness of their future.
Why have I never been up there before?
The things I'm working on don't need an audience.
Telephone call. What about that?
All right, all right. Hold off the questions.
What's the mystery, Bill? What's it all about?
Will it kill you to wait? We'll be there soon enough, you'll see. Kurt said it was urgent. I've got no time. I've got to hurry.
Bill, why is it suddenly you're upset? I think that sometimes you forget that your father's really on your side. Didn't I agree to be your bride? Bill, just look at how you drive, as if you just don't care if we survive. Would all this matter if we swerve off the edge of Dead Man's Curve?
Dead Man's Curve, Dead Man's Curve, the price is high on Dead Man's Curve, Dead Man's Curve, just watch them swerve, you lose your life on Dead Man's Curve.
You're dangerous. Your driving's bad. Jan, you sound just like my dad. Slow down, we'll get in a wreck. Jan, you sound just like my ex. In all I do, you must concede. My mind is primed for any speed. Come on now, Jan, don't be a shrew. I'm marked for greatness. Through and through.
Bill might be medicine's wet dream, but mentals don't have racing team. Dead Man's Curve was switched back right. The signpost raced past Jan's sight. The tires screamed and the traction slipped, and Bill learned the limits of his grip. What happened next, Jan didn't deserve. She paid the toll at Dead Man's Curve.
Dead Man's Curve, Dead Man's Curve, the price is high on Dead Man's Curve, Dead Man's Curve, just watch them swerve, you're going down on Dead Man's Curve.
Oh, wake up, Jan. Are you okay? Darling, please don't look away.
with your head?
Bill went searching through the grass, making plans and thinking fast. He stuffed Jen's head into a sack and took off like a running bag. He would not let this be her end. On his skills her life depends. Death's the master Bill will not serve. He'll save them both from dead man's curve.
Man's
Endowed by shock, determination, and against all odds, Bill finally reaches his goal. Summer house, looming high on a hill. Bill climbs the many stairs, pausing occasionally to catch his wind and check his precious cargo. Whispering sweet words of comfort to the bundle in his arms, he knows what he must do. He arrives at the door, both terrified and elated, ready to change the hand the fates have dealt, only to find that he had, once again, forgotten his keys.
Cut! Cut! All right! For God's sakes, open the door!
I'm coming!
Cut! What's the matter? What's happened? There's been an accident. A terrible accident. I've got to save her. I've got to save her.
Another accident? Good God, sir. At this point, I think we should hire you a chauffeur.
Wait, what is that? What have you got there? Kurt, sterilize the tubes and instruments, quickly.
What are you going to do? Aren't you going to have a look in the closet first?
No, I can't now. This is more important.
But doctor, you don't understand.
No, Kurt, you don't understand. This is urgent. Do what I tell you before it's too late.
Good Lord, sir. Who is that?
My darling Jan. She's lost a lot of blood.
A lot of blood. I think that's the least of our worries.
I'll bring her back. She'll live.
Doctor, she's nothing but a head.
Don't argue with me. Bring me that pan. A pan for my Jan. I love her too much. I won't let her go. I need me a pan. A pan for my Jan. Now bring me the serum and don't move so slow. Where the hell is my pan? My pan for my Jan. In no time you see she'll be smiling at me. I'll fix her all right. You just wait and see.
Only a madman can believe that. There's a pattern to our lives. As a doctor, you should know that sometimes it's kinder to let someone die.
Now it's time to put Jan in the pan. So this must go there, and that will do fine. I need to save Jan, my Jan in the pan. I won't argue with you, it's just wasting my time. She is my Jan, she'll go in the pan. If life has a pattern, then the pattern of mine has led me to this. So go grab me that line.
Let me go, please let me go.
I saw her eyes move. Look how they cry.
Let me go, please let me go.
Look at me, Bill. You must let her die. Jan was born with a brain and a heart. Her soul doesn't reside in one or the other. Stop what you're doing, Bill! Don't be a fool! Don't put her through this if you love her.
My soul is on fire. I'm trapped in this hell. Back from the blackness, from where I can't tell. Someone listen to me. Oh, please let me be. Let me die, let me die. What's happened to me?
What I've done is done. And what I've done is right. It's the work of science. She is mine, and I say she lives. She's my little enchilada. She's my little cherry pie. She's my hot potato. She's the apple of my eye. And I know it's kind of my fault, so I've come up with a plan to get a brand new body for my Jan in the pan. I've had success with transplants. Now I can do it for her.
Transplant her to what?
I can get her a new body. I can make her complete again. Sleep, my darling. Rest and grow stronger.
How long can we keep her alive under these conditions?
169 hours, no more, no less.
Okay. And you really believe that you can work a transplant on her successfully?
Yes.
Really? Like my arm? Withered and deformed?
With her, I am using my brand new adreno serum. Oh, her body. She needs a new body. I must go now.
Oh, but doctor, what about the closet? It's the reason I called. Yesterday, it almost got a hold of me. I barely got away.
Keep it locked. Keep it closed. I've got Jan to think about. Gotta find her a body.
How are you going to go about getting one? Are you headed to the morgue? Doctor, how are you going to do it?
There are ways. There are ways. There are ways.
No! Bill? Where am I? Oh my God, where's the rest of me? Bill! What? Who are you? What are you? Why are you locked inside that closet? I know you're there, I can feel you. Not once if you can hear me? Has Bill done something to you too? Oh, he should have just let me die. God, I hate him for what he's done. Did Bill make you a monster too? Together we can have revenge. Do you want revenge? Whatever he's done to keep me alive has given me a power that he didn't count on. Together we're a power as hideous as our deformities. I shall create the power, and you shall enforce it. You, the thing inside, and me, the thing out here.
So, you're awake.
Where's Bill? Is Bill all right? Where's Dr. Kortner? Wait. I recognize you from the hospital. Didn't you used to be someone? Doctor?
Kurt, just call me Kurt. I'd shake your hand, but it appears we're both at a disadvantage.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than... well, you.
No, my deformed friend. Like all quantities of horror, there is an ultimate, and I am that.
Oh no, there is a horror beyond yours. And it's locked behind that door. Paths of experimentation, twisted and turned through mountains of miscalculation. Lost in error and darkness. That sum total of Dr. Kortner's mistakes is in there. Once a cadaver, lifeless, weighted down with so many transplants and amputated limbs. And then, with this serum, it came to life! It was astonishing! astonishing! Creepy as hell, but astonishing nonetheless!
That's impossible.
Impossible? Would you have thought it possible what he's already done? Take yourself, he's brought you back.
That's what he's been doing up here.
Yes, experimenting with transplants on that and on me. He's been tearing away my flesh, time after time, test after test. My hopes raised, then dashed, as each new grafted arm he fastened to me withered and warped instead of strengthening.
Can't you see? You've fallen victim to Bill's hubris. You're grotesque like me. But you're different. Your hideousness pales in comparison to mine. And you have the choice to just walk away. I'm trapped. I'm truly a freak.
You must excuse me. I have other duties to attend to.
Oh.
Where the hell is Bill?
Where the hell, indeed? Bill Gardner was out on the prowl. His preternatural senses heightened, taking in all that surrounds him. He has picked up a scent. His mission is clear. Bill is searching for perfection in an imperfect world, and he is determined to find it. If his path crosses conventional boundaries, so be it. Bill is willing to do what he must. Kurt is left behind to ponder. What are these ominous-sounding ways Bill is willing to employ to reach his goal? Leaving us to ponder, what of the soul of one Dr. Bill Courtner? Will this seemingly Dr. Jekyll discover that he has really been Mr. Hyde all along?
Every corner I see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's my baby. Oh yeah. He's gonna fix his baby. She's too tall. That one's too fair. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going west in despair. Oh yeah. In despair. There's nothing to bother with the girls of town. No, 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 no. 'Cause I can't be noticed hanging around. No, no, not hanging around. Gotta get a body that's mighty fine. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 'Cause when I'm done, it'll be mine, all mine. Oh yeah. It's all here. Get the key and I'm looking there. I might be wrong, but I don't care. Been up all night, I can't go to bed. Ain't nothing gonna do for my little head. Ain't nothing gonna do for his little head. Now it's my fault the jam's in the state. And it's up to me to make it better. I'm doing my damnedest to find me a date to fill out a cashmere sweater. I promise it won't hurt a bit. I'm heading on down where the joints are sit. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When the rooms are dark and the girls are easy. Oh yeah, so easy. Woo! Those curves, I think they'll do. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If what's on sale is actually true. Oh yeah, is it actually true? up all night, I can't go to bed. Ain't nothing I'll do for my little head. Ain't nothing I'll do for his little head.
Looking for some strange. Dirty job, and somebody's got to do it. Preach it, brother. Might have to take that one for a test drive. Room. I'm doing this all for Jan, you know.
Sure you are!
I might be wrong, but I don't care. I've been up all night, I can't go to bed. Ain't nothing I'll do for my little head. Ain't nothing I'll do for his little head. Ain't nothing I'll do for his little head. Ain't nothing I'll do for his little head.
What took you so long?
What made you think I'd come?
Honey, they always come for me. They know a good thing when they see it.
Well, there was plenty to see. I liked your act.
Was that all you liked?
Well, your costume, what there was of it, was interesting.
Is that all?
The rest of the equipment is standard, but the arrangement is pretty special.
What are you doing here? Slumming? You should know I'm the leading lady around here. You can sit with the squares out front, or I can relax back here with my friends.
I bet you don't have an enemy in the world. Hmm?
Where are you from?
Oh, around. Just looking around.
When you get done looking, well, then what?
Then I operate.
I get your message. You're coming across loud and clear. You can flip any chick in the house. Why me?
Well, like I said, I'm looking, and you have possibilities.
You don't have to look any further. I'm not gonna fake it for you.
When do you go on again? Hmm? When?
Relax.
I was just asking.
Try taking. Are you getting nervous? I'm over 18.
Oh, that wouldn't matter. It's it's just that I've got things to take care of.
And what could be more important than what can be taken care of right now?
I've got somebody who needs my help very badly.
Now, baby. Now when you got me feeling so good, so warm all over. Look at me. You know, I'm good for what you want.
You may be just what I am looking for. You know, that test drive might not be such a bad idea.
Why don't you haul your beat-up body back to the bar with the rest of the flies?
Keep your G-string on, sweetie. I'm just here to change my clothes. Ooh. Though now that I have admission, how about I join the party?
Get lost!
Hey there, lover boy. Ooh, how you doing? You know you got the kind of face a girl don't mind looking at.
Get out of here. Blow. Two's company, three's a crowd.
Since when? Did you want me to blow, sugar? It is my specialty. Come on, there's safety in numbers.
This time there is.
I promise not to hurt you.
And I promise not to hurt you. Really, having both of you here is kind of a game changer.
Do you like the game?
Yes. No. Now, ladies.
My friend here has too much class for an act like that. They're out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hate to say this, ladies, but I think I'd better be going.
Why? Come back later. Make it up to you. Swear I will.
Yeah, come back later. You know you got the kind of face a girl ain't gonna forget.
Yep, that's what I was afraid of.
You lousy tramp. Once in a blue moon and walks a guy with class and you have to mess it up.
That guy wouldn't have you on a bet.
Says who?
Says me. What's a guy like that wanting leftovers for?
Ha! Leftovers?
Oh! Oh! Oh, all right, sweetheart. We are playing this game tonight, I see. Oh, the heels are coming off. one cheap, third-rate stripper. Oh! Get off of me! Oh! How about that one, huh, sweetheart? Oh, God! Get off of me!
Give that back!
I always wanted to be a brunette!
Kurt, a man grossly misunderstood in his own mind, has been up rehearsing a speech to Jan until late into the night. Alone in the house for so long, without companionship, listening to little but the echo of his own fears and the sounds from the thing in the closet. He finds his loneliness has become palpable. There is in him a need. He is desperate to make a connection. Jan has moved him in ways that he no longer understands. He feels he needs her to understand and accept both his fate and hers. Is it Jan's plight that stirs him, or is it something more?
Once I was a brilliant surgeon. My hands could heal, my arms were strong. Lived my whole life for research. One day life went awfully wrong. Once I was a brilliant surgeon. Lived by the oath, first do no harm. In my lab there was a mishap. He had to amputate my arm. It all changed in that one moment. My world came tumbling down. My world came tumbling down. Once I was a brilliant surgeon. For me, fate had another plan. Yes, once I was a brilliant surgeon. Now I'm just a right-hand man. My life changed in that one moment. Now I'm just a right-hand man. Yes, now I'm just a right-hand man. Jan, are you awake?
Yes, Kurt, I'm awake. So very awake.
Jan, I've been thinking about what you said. About the doctor using me. You're right. He is, but my reasons for staying are sound. I must be able to continue my research, and for that I need two good hands. The alcoholic has his bottle. The dope addict, his needle. My research. The night of the accident, Dr. Gordner was the intern on call, but before he was forced to remove my limb, he gifted me with a ray of hope. He told me of his own research, and I agreed to become his assistant. So, it is this place that my transplanted grotesqueness has stayed. There is no place else for me. I will not abide in a world where eyes look upon me with pity, where people turn away from me in disgust. I have lived only for the day of his success. That is why I stay, and why you must hold on. Don't you see? The doctor is the key for both of us. He is hope.
Fine, Kurt, whatever. Speaking of Bill, where's Bill?
He's been out all night looking for your new body.
Wait, what? He's going to try and transplant my head onto another body? That's insanity!
Yes, and he's insane with the belief that he can do it.
He won't rest until he can find the perfect body for you.
Perfect? For me or for him?
Well, he is brilliant, but shallow. Sorry.
Regardless, the tissues of my body would reject the tissues of another. Reject them as the foreign substance that it is. The transplant would never take.
I think you've got that backwards. No matter. This serum, injected into the bloodstream, affects the lymphoid tissues here in the neck. Here in the neck. Fortunately, you still have some of those. The lymphoids provide antibodies that attack foreign transplanted matter. It was untested, untried, until we used it on you.
So the liquid in the blood that's being pumped through what's left of me, that's what makes me feel He may have produced results he didn't ask for.
Results? You mean like this?
Results more terrible than your arm of relative beauty. Results of power, of magnitude.
Oh, power. Wait, what power? Can't you see? You are at the mercy of every element in the universe. You, me, that thing in the closet are all under the doctor's power, but better off than we would be otherwise.
Why is it you only call him the doctor? Bill was your colleague. He's your peer.
There is no comparison. He will be deified for his work. His serum, it will change the world. Why should our souls remain subject to the flesh that they are trapped in? Every ounce of my surgical knowledge remains in my mind, awaiting a hand fit to express it. Am I not more than this ruined limb?
I think you're much more than that, Kurt.
The doctor believes in a world where our thoughts, our souls, the very span of our lives will be freed from the tyranny of flesh. Human cleverness has superseded human frailty before. What is a helmet but an improvement upon the skull? Mortality is simply a design flaw, which he will fix, and his light will shine upon us both.
This isn't about broken, Kurt. Bill is not sanctified. His name is Bill Kortner. Your name is Kurt... something. This work can't continue. This is cruelty. Surely you must see that.
I see nothing but an ungrateful patient. Dr. Kortner saved your life, and yet you scorn him for it. Yet future generations will remember him as the man who saved us all from death.
And what of you and I?
We will be remembered as his first great creations. The Adam and Eve of his new world. It's an honor to be a part of something bigger than yourself. More important.
And nothing's bigger than Bill Kortner. Certainly nothing's more important. You're right about one thing, Kurt. You're nothing like him. You're nothing like him at all.
Yes, of course. He is a visionary. I'm just a
That's not what I meant.
guy.
Kurt, I felt your humanity. You would have let me die. That was kind of you. Look, I'm sorry I said that I was more horrifying than you. I can't imagine what it's been like here for you. Trapped up for so long.
Well, it hasn't been easy. I've been so low. You know, at times, I even miss those tedious conversations on the train. You know, it's hard to believe, but I was a man once.
You're still a man, Kurt. A good man.
Well, yes, of course, technically. I only lost my arm is all. Wait. You think I'm a good man?
Help! Help! I'm down here! Please help me! Help me! Please let me go!
Jan, you must stay calm.
Please help me! I'm down here!
Kurt, what's all that noise? Where are you?
Down here, Doctor. Jan's awake. You really should.
There'll be time enough for Jan later. I need you now.
But Doctor.
Kurt, stop what you're doing and look at these photos with me. I need your opinion about something. We have places to go, people to see.
I'm sorry, Jan. Bill should be down shortly. Turkeys?
Bill, please let me die. Can anyone help? Papa always told me never get too loud. Just do all the right things. Make your family proud. Lucky to be beautiful, he would always say. Makes it easier to catch a man that way. So I found myself a rich man, and I got myself a ring. And now I've lost my heart to Bill, and it's an awful thing. Break out of the darkness, come into the light. Let us blend our pain and anger and make this mess alright. You will have your vengeance, and I my bit of peace. You embrace your violence, and I my sweet release. Mama always told me, don't let them go too far. By honoring your maidenhead, you'll be raising up the bar. To find a man with money, you must keep him wanting more. If I did all this, they promised I'd be happy, never more. Bill was Mr. Perfect, but now he's fraying at the seams. He's a master of the nightmare, not imagined in my dreams. Break out of the darkness, come into the light. We must blend our pain and anger and make this mess alright. We'll be at home in the darkness, and strength born out of tears. You the thing inside, me the thing out here. I will not rest, I promise you, till they're trembling in fear of you, the thing inside, me the thing out here. Bill's the real monster, and much is crystal clear. Not you, the thing inside, nor me, the thing out here. No, not you, the thing inside, nor me, the thing out
What do you mean you haven't been to the morgue?
I'm banned, long story. Jan is the one who has procured our body parts these last few months.
So what have you been doing? What are these? Cheese head shots? I thought you said you wanted my opinion on some transplant subjects.
Candidates would be more accurate. I'm exploring a whole new recourse, Kurt, and I want your input. Kurt, I want you to recall the conclusion we reached after our last round of applied trials.
We were encouraged. My arm, the specimen, lasted longer, but we couldn't account for how much of a part prior necrotic activity played.
It is clear to me now that we had not reached the limits of the serum, but the limits of our thinking.
I don't think I like where this is heading, Doctor.
We're late! Didn't expect to have to drive all the way out here to get you.
Hey, Dad.
Didn't miss it though, right? Is that your your mother's gone, this seems to be our only real family tradition. Missed one yet. You remember?
Oh, Dad, do you remember Dr.
Kurt. Yeah, it's wonderful to see you again, Kurt. Yeah, you gonna be joining us? I didn't know you and Bill were working together.
Oh, I've had a hand in some of his experiments.
Yeah. Before we go, I need to hit the head. Huh.
Your dad is a part of the project now?
No, Dad and I have been going to this pageant for so many years, it would have broken his heart if I didn't go. Okay, look at it this way. It would seem suspicious if I didn't go. It's a Courtner tradition. I've been going since I was 6. Though you have to admit, the timing is perfect.
All right, I gotta move on. Want to keep the ladies waiting? Hey, you suppose Marilyn will be there? Knocked us dead at 45. What do you think, Bill? Huh?
Let's get this over with.
Come on.
The drive to the pageant was a long one. It would have been a silent one as well, were it not for Bill's father's seemingly endless tales of his many exploits and conquests, all of which seem connected in some way to decades of association with the Body Beautiful pageant. One wonders if it would be quite so expansive had he known what nefarious plans his son possibly had for one of the lovely ladies of the pageant. As they enter the room, Bill and Kurt head to the back.
You remember Mary Lou at Winter in 49? Remember that lasso routine?
That was 53, Dad, but yes, you won't let anyone forget. She threw the rope around his shoulders.
She threw the rope right around my shoulders. Always sit in front, that's what I say, because you can never tell. Yeah, what are you gonna do, sit back here?
Oh yeah, no, Kurt and I are gonna sit in the back. You go on up front though, have some fun.
Yeah, we already missed the swimsuit portion of the competition. Well, see you when it's over, boys.
Okay, I think I figured out a way for your father to get us to the hospital on the way back. Our work does have certain deadlines, Doctor.
Kurt, take a chill, please. Try to enjoy yourself. You used to love research, remember?
Everyone, it's time now to continue on to the question and answer portion of the contest. This is the Body Beautiful pageant, the only pageant where you are the judge. It's my extreme pleasure to present Sizzling Samantha from San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
Samantha, why don't you take one more spin across the stage before we get to it? Taking her out for a ride in an American-made auto is the sure way to make her motor purr. Yes, sir, Samantha is an all-American girl through and through. You college types had best keep that commie bunks under wraps if you want her to ride on your hot rod. Samantha, folks, let's
Here's the scorecard. I need you to help me decide. Choices, so many choices.
This is why you brought me here? To help steal a body from one of these poor girls?
Don't be ridiculous. We've been seen here. I want you to help me pick one out for later.
Gosh.
So tell us, what's your favorite thing about home?
Home? Oh, golly. Oh, well, it's where you hang your heart. No, what I really mean is, it's where the hat is.
I'm sorry. Let's try one more time.
I have a dog there, and his name is D'Artagnan.
Next!
Thank you, Samantha. That will be all. Let's hear it for the simply lovely Samantha. Really? This is highly unusual. Excuse me for just a moment, folks. What the?
Think simple, Samantha. Wouldn't she be a fair exchange for Jan? One small sacrifice to make Jan whole. And don't forget, benefit to science would be immeasurable. But I don't think her complexion matches Jan's very well. What do you think?
You are unbelievable.
Okay, now, let's bring darling Donna to the stage. How about a big hand for her? Now, Donna never misses a baseball game. She is always there to cheer on her hometown sluggers to the big win. And just look at that smile. Warm as apple pie. Now, friends, if you want a slice of her pie, the way to impress Donna is to be a red-blooded American man. No bones about it. That is a girl who will always go for a home run. Yes, sir! Nerdy Nedrick strike out every time with Donna. And I was just informed that the sponsors have decided in their wisdom to dispense with the question and answer portion of the competition.
Come and ask me any questions.
No, I am afraid not, my dear.
But I'm well rehearsed.
Okay, so nobody cares what you have to say, so just go out, honey, give them one more look-see and sell it. That is what you're here for, doll. Let's hear it for Donna. Let's all give her a big one, folks. Now, gentlemen, just between you and me, we all know it's not about who these girls are or what they think. Now, this isn't the beautiful mind pageant, or even the beautiful face pageant. No, this is the body beautiful pageant. Now, with that in mind, I am proud to present the next contestant. Taking our contest to the next level. Embracing the body beautiful philosophy. Behold, Cassandra!
Oh,
Body beautiful. And you have to admit, the mask, it adds a hint of the exotic, the erotic. It's a little extra something that makes this little man stand up and take notice. Check out Cassandra.
amazing idea. Get rid of the distractions.
Oh, nurse. Quiet, Kurt. She's perfect. Look at this one.
Doctor, can you hear yourself? We talked about changing the world. We didn't talk about committing murder to do it.
Dad will reason she'll soon come to know. There are no ends to the lengths that I'll go. This research I'm doing is all so sublime. History will absolve me of any small crime.
Think for 1 minute, Jan would spend her life with a man who would murder to make her his wife.
Look at that one, how she glides across the floor. She reminds me of someone I've seen before. Honey, your real name is all I request. Are you that sweet girl that works the front desk?
We've done foul things, running the truth down.
Cassandra, please. Just once more around.
I will be remembered for conquering death.
Come on, give us a hint. Is your real name Beth? Avez-vous et moi, on fait l'amour.
Jan will be first to walk through that door.
You know that your rush to snuff out a life is really just so you can have sex with your wife.
But no, that's what this is really about.
Well, this isn't just a chance to just check these girls out. Your vision is clouded, your thinking's not clear. Let's just forget all this talk and go have a beer. You think for 1 minute, Jan would spend her life with a man who would murder to make her his wife.
Are you playing me, girl? Is this some kind of test?
Look at those legs and the shape of that breast.
I know you! Did you dance in a chorus?
Oh my God! Look at you! Can't be!
No, who?
It's Doris!
It's time to go.
Doris! Doris! Is that you?
My name is Cassandra.
I thought you left town with this thing.
Dr. Carter,
off!
as a donor, I understand you've been given certain liberties, but sir, this is...
Doris, I know it's you. I've got to talk to you. It's a sign.
Get
I
your
know.
hands off me, you creep!
Do not force me to have you physically ejected.
Come on now, let's go.
Gentlemen, I understand the inclination, but this type of behavior is reserved for after the contest. Dr. Kortner, control your son.
Bill, this is neither the time nor the place.
Doctor, Bill, we have no time.
Okay, it doesn't matter anyhow. You're right. It's not safe here.
Let's go.
the clock is ticking. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in 15 minutes, so please, indulge yourselves in our refreshments.